Takes a little bit of getting used to, but I promise you in time it'll feel way better. And then this is also an option, right? To keep the lats engaged. The lats are the sides of the back, bottom tip of the scapula. But then with the elbows bent, we can start to lift here a little bit more. So let's just start out in our sumo squat. Shift a little from side to side. Let your spine lengthen. Allow there to be room for the spine to traction out of the pelvis, so drop your hips all the way. Good. So I like to roll one knee forward, one knee back. See if you can get that spiraling to happen in the hips. Just see what that feels like. It really helps to loosen all that stickiness that kind of collects around the hip joint, which is why people have problems later on in life, is because they're so used to the linear movements, they don't get the full rotation. Nice. That's beautiful, guys. You can actually bring the knee all the way down to the ground, so let's do that together. Bringing right knee down. Make sure you walk your left toes forward enough so it's in line. Ankle in line with the knee. And then just twist gently. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe. Exhale, come back through center sumo squat. Moving nice and slow and gentle today. And again, everybody's super mellow. So we're like, all right. I, of course, want to get into all the crazy flips and stuff, but I am totally cool just hanging too. Okay, so we have left knee down. Walk your right toes forward just a little bit so you have space to press the hips forward. And then twist, looking over the right shoulder. Lengthen the spine. Feel that stretch all the way through the psoas. One more deep breath. Exhale, lift the knee and come back through center. Beautiful, guys. Okay, shift a little bit from side to side again. See if you can do little loop-de-loops and figure eights and circles with your hips. What would that feel like? What would that look like to roll them around in space? This is really good for all the belly dancing moves for those belly dancers in here. So the people that I brought the swing down for you for the forward folds, I might need to bring the swing up for you. You're okay, but yeah, let's actually bring your swing up. So you want to try standing on the bolster and see if you can do it? Otherwise, I'll help you, okay? The little trick. We'll need to get a step stool in here. The bench is a little much to drag around. Here you go. Got it? Almost. While we're waiting for them, and we're just going to sway from side to side. I'm actually going to bring yours up, so come on up to stand. We'll just have a little pause of equipment adjustments. Just because I brought your leg loops are going to be too high for the loops. So no, yes. I think you're all good. Did you bring it up again? There you go. Great, guys. It's okay to keep it low, but you'll just get a little bit more spaciousness. We don't want the hips to drop below the knees. That's usually the test. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with just one leg loop. Let's all grab to the right. Stretch it out so we can actually just hook the ankle. Both hands, stretch it down towards the ground. There you go. Karate chop that down there. Yeah. Right? Okay. So I'm going to keep pressing with my forearms so you guys can get used to having that relief. And then I'm going to bring my left knee down to the ground. There we go. We should touch. Let yourself float and trust it's got you. Okay, so let's let that right leg explore in the space a little bit. Just shifting from side to side. Awesome. So I call these the side lunges. You can actually press your hips out to the right a little bit. It's like, ooh la la. You get this amazing stretch that the intertrochanter is like, what is that? But yeah. Also feel really good, so don't go too far. Awesome. And with the one leg stretch, we can also reach for our right toes. Pull that in. If that's too far, find the back of the knee. No, don't worry about it. Flex the foot back and just pretend.
We're leaning back or sitting up?
You can just lean. Okay. You can just hang out. Yeah. You can definitely be a little bit more engaged and press forward, but we're just hanging out today, yeah, chilling. Now what we're going to do is release that foot, pull the knee into the chest. Okay, you can still use both arms to press. We're going to do a little bit of core strength there here. Yeah, pull the knee in. Exhale, just point the knee down towards the ground. It's not going to touch. Leaning back, so lean your body weight a little bit more. Yeah, there you go, man. Exhale, bring that down. So this is kind of how we can get into some plank, reverse plank, and then do a little bit of core strengthening. Pressure comes up towards the sky, so use your leg. Use your right leg to press your hand. Press, yes, that's a lift. There you go. Perfect. Exhale, lower down. Now stay here if you're happy. If you want to go a little bit further, we're going to do plank toe touches. So right arm extends, goes with the left toes. Keep the knee bent if you like, but do 5 toe touches if you want to try the more advanced version. So good core strength. Strengtheners happening here. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to keep the knee bent. You can hold on to the swing with both hands, right? Just come to a reclined twist. Beautiful. Press the hips up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that knee back down to the ground. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Move back behind. Bring the knee down to the ground. Let's try this with a straight leg, okay? So we pull the knee up towards the sky. Straighten the leg out. And then twist. A little bit more challenging, right? With straight legs. Keep your knee bent. Leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the knee down towards the ground. Awesome. Land it. Good job. All right, I'm going to show you guys how you can get into the hammock pose. And we're going to switch sides. This one's really fun. So you're going to hook one foot over the other. Okay? That'll just kind of hook your feet. It's going to stay there. We're going to grab the leg loop with both hands and put it underneath your neck. Just keep holding on. If your neck doesn't like that very much, you can actually thread it underneath your arms. You can put it on like a t-shirt. So just decide which one feels better for you today. Some people like the neck stretch. Otherwise, yeah, just thread it like that. Good. And then you can come into chillaxing arms. This is the full hammock pose. This should feel good. If it doesn't help, we'll do a little adjusting for you. Just let yourself lean back into it. Side to side. Is everybody happy? Did you find a happy place? Yeah. All right, good. So oohs and ahs help me out. Feel like really good? You got it? It just has to feel comfortable in all the little parts of the body and some of your knees, so we can always make an adjustment. Okay. So we're going to reverse the come out, reach up and grab for your leg loop. Get it out either from behind your neck or underneath your arms.
I'm just typing here.
Yeah, totally. Take your time with it. All right, to switch sides, we're going to hook both ankles. So one foot on each side of the leg loops. So if you have to reverse and get yourself out. So sit back down. So sit back down. Bring your arm down and bring your swing around your neck. Get your leg loop out first. Yeah. Then never stand up. Sit down. In the swing. So take your leg loop out. Here. Yeah. Awesome. Take your leg loop out all the way.
Oh,
Yeah. So sit down in the swing always. And now take the leg loop out from underneath your back. Yeah. So unravel yourself. There you go. You don't ever want to come to stand with one of the leg loops. There you go. It's like opening up a present. Okay, so let's come back down and we'll come through the floating Buddha. Take a breath. It's all good. Take your time. So we're sitting in sumo. Okay? We don't ever want to be standing up in the swing and then try to do the leg loops. You can fall all over the place. Okay? So if you're in one leg loop and then you go to stand, you're not going to go very far, but we don't want you to fall. So we're going to come to sit and take both hands and get the leg loop around the ankle. Nice. Loop around the second ankle. So this one is called floating Buddha. We're going to come back to this hang out. You don't have to push forward and engage too much. You can just, as long as the knee is happy. So I don't do a lot of kneeling poses anymore. My knees just don't like it, but this one actually feels pretty good for me. But if you need to adjust, you can always come into like a half lunge here if your knee doesn't like it. Okay? Great. So from here, we're just going to play. So sway back and forth a little bit. Stretch out the hip. So let that rotation happen. If the hips are tight, you'll realize that you can't go too far, and it's okay. Just tiny little micro movements are really great. And if you feel super zany, then you can get kind of big with the movements and come all the way forward and back. Just don't go past that kind of sweet spot where it feels overstretched. Nice. Take your time with it. Yeah, so if you bring your elbows up too high, you are going to slide out. So slide your elbows back down a little bit more. Very good. Thank you for reminding me, Jen. I was like, whoop. Yeah, again, since we're on the ground, since we have an anchor point on the ground, we're not going to go too far, but still we want to make sure we have like a nice strong hook wherever we are in the poses. Now let ourselves flex our foot back, stretch and lean out to the side, so we're leaning towards the left just slightly. Ooh la la. Right? So here's an option as well. We're not going to go too far. But since we've already done this one, just notice we come what I call neutral, just straight underneath our plumb line, and then what happens when we press all the way out? It's a really big stretch in our thigh. So it's kind of one of the parts of the body that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. Awesome. Let's return to our forearm press. Pull our knee up and into the chest, and just squeeze into a plank. So you are leaning back. Okay? Exhale, knee comes back down to the ground, it doesn't touch. You can always land it if you want to take a break in between. Inhale, pull, we're strengthening our core, right? This is more like a Pilates style, really engaging. Whenever again, just hang out and take your time wherever you want to be is totally fine. Just let it feel good. We're going to take a nice long Shavasana. So we have about 15 more minutes of dynamic movements, and then we're going to totally chill it out and cocoon. So stick with us. I promise we'll get some good stretches going. Exhale back. Inhale and lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, if anybody wants to get a little bit more strength going, lift with a straight leg, and then do some toe touches. So I have my left hand going for my right toes. The pressure hits up a lot here. To do that, you press strongly into the leg loop with the left leg, and that'll help you lift. It really engages the hamstrings, right? So we want to come into a plank line, and then reach up with the toes. 5 if you can. And then we're going to bring it down and pause. Woo! Some good strengthening. All right, so let's try our twist. So bend the knee, and then twist and look behind you. Hold that, push your hips up if you can. And then exhale, bring the knee back down towards the ground. Nice and slow. Beautiful. Inhaling, lift and twist. It's like a reclined twist on the floor, right? This is called open chain movement, when we have to engage all of the intrinsic muscles and pull the energy close to the bones. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, twist. If anybody wants to try this with a straight leg, next time we pull the knee down, we're going to lift, straighten the leg, twist.